morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you listen to this. This is Tanks and Tutties, presented by Tubbs and Frankie. Special time, y'all. Frankie and I can see each other again for the first time in, how long has it been, 9 months?
No, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, because I think since I moved into my house, we haven't been able to see each other. And I moved in March. But it was like mid-March. So, yeah, probably about 9 months. I went and bought a PC over the weekend, and we can see each other again. So I just got to get a couple new monitors because right now I'm running it tight. I've got our recording software bottom right, Frankie's on top of that, and then our document on the left. So
Jake had a good Christmas.
We missed last week. I had a great Christmas. I had a very good Christmas. We missed last week, obviously. Frankie was traveling, Christmas time, no big deal. So we kind of have a double recap if you want, or we can just forget it and just recap the last weekend. It's up to you. So we didn't do any locks and long shots last week, but we did do Paige's picks. So we have an update there. And then we're going to talk college football and NFL, of course. And then we're going to send us on our way. Big championship game coming up. Frankie, how was your weekend?
Well, do you want me to go? How far back do you want me to go?
Let's go back to when we saw each other. Let's go there.
All right. So,
or you can go back to your family Christmas if you want to. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, so the week before Christmas, I went to Wisconsin, saw the family. That was when we recorded an episode then that week, Tuesday. And then Packers played that weekend, got a dub. No. Yeah? I don't remember. Too long ago. Regardless.
They beat the Panthers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Joe Barry. Should have been sacrificed.
Him.
Yeah, I remember. Never forget that one. Anyways, the Christmas Eve then, we traveled to Michigan for Paige's mom and went and saw her for Christmas. Stayed there for a week, and then while we were there, we went out downtown Grand Rapids, went to our old bar, Joey's downtown Grand Rapids, drove by our old house that we used to live in down there. Great time. It was a great time. Kind of missed GR a little bit, not going to lie. And then we went to Main Street Pub where Paige and I used to work one night with a couple of our friends. Jake met us there. Javi and his girlfriend met us there. Hung out with them. And then later that night we ended up going to the casino, which I will actually leave for Jake to recap. And yeah, it was a blast. Got home late, and then ended up driving back on the 30th, the day before New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we ended up going to one of Paige's classmates here in Memphis. Went out to a bar, and we were only there till about 12:30. Headed out, got home. It was fun, but once you get to a certain age, you just don't like to be out that late. Yeah, it was pretty chill New Year's Eve, but it was nice. And then Sunday, watched football. Monday, watched all the college football, and that was about it. So how was your week last 2 weeks?
Let's see. Christmas was good. It was busy. We had my families on Saturday, and then Sunday we had my families again, and then on Monday we had Sid's families. So a lot of driving there back and forth to my parents and then to Sid's parents and all that. And then, like you said, I went out and met you guys last Thursday. I had Friday off, so we had Main Street, good times. And then we went to the casino. I had one of my best casino trips of all time. It was up and down, hit a nice parlay in the Browns game that cashed in the first half, so that was lovely. They had the new NFL game. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but I saw it all over TikTok, so I wanted to play it. It milked me off the rip, but I ended up going back for revenge and hit pretty damn big on there. And luckily, you guys were coming past, and I was like, get the fuck over here. Hit big there, gave some of it back on blackjack, gave a little bit back on 3-card, got it back on blackjack, lost my phone at one point. Turns out I left it at a slot, and I went and played blackjack. That was when I went on that run on the blackjack table, and I was sitting there for like an hour. So my phone sat on the slot for an hour. Don't know how it didn't get taken. Went to the security. They didn't have it. I started tweaking. Had you guys track it. It was in the casino, so I was like, it's got to be where I left it. Luckily found it. When you guys took off, I was like, man, I still feel like I'm on a heater a little bit. So I went back and played. Won a little bit more, gave a little bit back, and then finally it was like 2 o'clock. I was like, you got to. I was driving back to Lansing, so I was like, you got to go home. On the way home, I thought to myself, I was about halfway home, I'm like, wow, weird, I haven't seen any deer. And I shit you not, 2-3 miles later, here comes a deer, little Bambi coming, not even Bambi, this is a full-grown mama Bambi, coming across the median, and I slam on my brakes, but I remembered, my mom always told me, never swerve, because your life is not worth a deer's life, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm going to smack a fucking deer, and I have nowhere to go. And it was wet, it was raining, so I slid, and my truck only got down to like 45, and this deer must have missed by a fucking nut hair. I don't know how I didn't smack this thing. So then I was like, you're an idiot. You should have just stayed with Austin. Whatever. Got home safe. Let's see. Then Friday, slept in. I was so tired and just exhausted. And then, yeah, Saturday. Saturday I went and got the PC, so I played with that a lot. And New Year's Eve, we went to Sid's friend's house. A little bit different from you. We were there until 2:30. You ever played the game Left, Right, Center?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely electric. We played that, and then when that was done, we were kind of sitting around. I was like, man, let's go home because I am tired. Went back, stayed at Sid's parents' house because they lived right around the corner. I didn't want to drive home, obviously. So went back there, stayed the night there, and then watched football all day Sunday, and then obviously Michigan on Monday. We'll talk about that. So let's get into locks and long shots now. We are resetting our records after this week with the new year.
Oh, hell yes.
The rule is we have to say our records one more time, and then they will remain on the sheet, but we don't have to mention them just for record tracking. Next year we'll take a look. What I'm going to do is put our all-times, and then we won't keep adding to that, though. We'll have a separate column, and that'll just be our yearly total. I feel like it's fair. Mine's starting to get bad, too. So, let's see.
We're
not as bad as yours, though.
Our all-time is just going to be gone. Well, it'll be there, but it's not going to get
the
added
all-time.
to.
So your all-time will just stay. And then we lost your locks all-time, though. No, your locks you kept because they weren't that bad. You got really bad this year. So those will just, at the top, I'll have a little all-time section, and it'll just be locks, long shots, all-time.
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, this was crazy. I was kind of mad we couldn't talk about it. Josh Allen versus the Chargers. I had his under 237.5, and this line ended up closing it went down. It went down to like 229, 230. So day of, I took the over because I forgot that I had the under, and he ended up finishing with 237. So 1 yard, half a yard short for my under, and he went over for my actual bet. So that was pretty fucking awesome. And then Panthers +5. I didn't actually bet that one because gross, but they did cover. We didn't get the Joe Barry sacrifice that we wanted. That's okay. We'll let that slide. They're playing well right now. So this week, not a lot of research here, just Lions -3. We probably will be playing our starters because we're not locked in at 3, and we don't know what Dallas and the Eagles will do, so the starters will be out there. So we're going to take the -3. I like -3 at home versus the Vikings. Nick Mullins torched us last time. Our defense looked fucking good against Dallas, so we'll stay right there with that -3. That's a weak line. That'll be up to 4.5, 5 this weekend. 54, 53, and 1 on the locks, by the way, all time. 500. That's about all you can fucking ask, I guess. Then my long shots, though, not as good. 32, 57, and 1. 2 weeks ago, I had Josh Allen under 1.5 passing touchdowns. That hit. He had 1. This week, though, I'm doing this not to be an asshole. I genuinely think this is a good spot for me. The Bears are taking on the Packers at home. This is a must-win for Green Bay. Green Bay looked awesome last week against the Vikings. The Bears have looked good, too. The Bears have nothing to lose. They have the number 1 overall pick locked in. Their pick is still pretty good because they're 7-9. So statistically, they should lose this game and get another good pick. However, Justin Fields is out there balling. I'm going to take the Bears at +140 on the money line for my long shot this week. I know you want the Packers in there. I don't want a Lions-Packers matchup. I want Lions-Rams. So this is a heart play. It's also I put thought into this. I was thinking about it all day. I think the Bears win this game. Your locks and long shots. Or do you want a rebuttal?
I'm just going to...
Actually, I just looked at your picks.
Yeah. I'll save it for when I do my picks. But my locks, 35, 68, and 1. Glad to be able to get a fresh record starting next week. 2 weeks ago, I had the Bengals -1.5 versus the Steelers. That was a Thursday night game, right? Bengals Steelers.
Sorry.
Bengals Steelers was Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
Steelers ended up
winning. No, it was Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, Steelers ended up winning outright. Mason Rudolph apparently can somewhat still play football. Bengals just didn't look good. I don't think Jamar I think he might have played that game. I don't remember. Either ways.
Chase played, but he got hurt.
Either ways, Bengals lost outright, so it looked bad. This week, Packers money line. We own the entire city of Chicago when it comes to football. Does not matter how good the Bears are playing. I personally believe the Packers are playing better than the Bears right now. I think the Packers are honestly one of the hottest teams in the NFL. That's probably a little bit biased, but hard to argue when their offense looks as good as it does.
Hottest team in the NFL is the Ravens.
Yeah, I guess you could argue that.
I'd put the Packers top 3 hottest, though.
Yeah. I mean, they've just been playing well. I mean, we beat the Bears week 1. Granted, that was 2 completely different teams. I just don't foresee us losing to the Bears, and it's in Green Bay, which I think gives us an extra 3-point advantage there.
It's not. It's in Chicago.
I thought this week was in Green Bay.
I'm
it's in Green Bay.
90% sure it's in Chicago.
It's in Green Bay.
Well, fuck. That was my main point, was that was in Chicago. Shit. Why did I think it was in Chicago?
I don't know. I was going to say week 1 we played them in Chicago.
Fuck. Well, that changes things.
Yeah.
I'll ride.
You're sticking with the Bears?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, Packers money line. We're fighting for a playoff spot. We need a win to basically give us a 75% chance to make it in, and then there needs to be a lot to go wrong to not. I get the Bears are playing spoiler, but I just think the Packers, being the team that nobody expected us to be here, having the quarterback that nobody expected to be decent, there's just a lot for us to be dogs. I think we have a lot of fight left, and I think we're going to be scary if we make the playoffs. So I'm rooting for a money line win here. I'm rooting for a playoff push. I'm all in. And then I'm going to go Chiefs +3 against Chargers. I don't think the Chargers can beat anyone, including the Chiefs backups. Chiefs are officially locked in. Are they officially locked in as a 3? Yeah.
I don't know about 3 because
they can't. Well, they can't go higher. They can't go the 2 seed.
They could go lower.
No.
Oh no,
they can't.
Can't go lower. They have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, they're locked in at the 3.
Yep.
So they're most likely going to play their backups, and this Chargers team is so bad. So that's what I got this week. Long shots. 1977, 25, 92, and 4 all time.
That's the last time you have to ever say that. Until next year.
Yes. Well, next year it's going to be.
Hopefully, you have a good year.
It's going to be a great year this year. So, new year, new me. Packers win the North, officially lost. Bijan Rookie of the Year. Didn't officially lose, but it officially lost. So we're marking those both L's. Tennessee to win the SEC. Conference play starts this week. They are 9-3, but they are the highest ranked. I believe they're the highest ranked SEC team currently. They've looked good. Their 3 losses have been good losses. What did you say? You froze.
Isn't Kentucky still above them?
I don't have it up right now. They might be.
Oh, Kentucky's ranked 6.
Okay.
Tennessee's 5.
Yeah, so we got them by 1.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun. College basketball. I'm starting to dive into college basketball this week. With college football winding down, NFL winding down, I'm gonna start diving into college basketball. So I'm looking forward to that. 2 weeks ago, I had the Grizzlies money line versus the Pacers. Ja Morant's first game back, I believe that was. Got a dub, no big deal. Ja Morant went off that first game, 35 points on the buzzer beater, I believe. And then I had Ja Morant 25+ and Desmond Bane over 4.5 assists. That must not have been in the same game.
No, it was the same game. Bane had 7 assists. Morant had 20 points.
Well, if it was the first game,
I don't think this was Ja's first game back. It wasn't Ja's first game back.
Oh, no, because Ja was playing when we were recording.
Yep.
And then I said the next game.
That was Tuesday was his first game back, and then Thursday was his first podcast game back.
Either way, won the money line, lost the parlay. This week, like I just said with the Chiefs, I don't think the Chargers can beat anyone, so I'm taking Chiefs money line. I'm taking the Browns money line. Bengals are out of it. They're banged up. The Browns don't really have anything to play for, kind of like the Chiefs. They can't really go up and they can't really go down. But looking at the Browns team, their second and third string quarterbacks have all played this year. So it's not like you're just throwing in some rando. And I could see the Bengals just packing it up and being like, you know what, like let's just not risk anybody getting injured.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna take the Browns money line, especially 6 points. Like 6 points is a lot of points for a Week 18 playoff team versus non-playoff team. You're giving the non-playoff team 6 points. I don't know. It seems
and they
weird.
They're not going to sit every single starter.
Yeah, like the Browns are still going to try to stay hot and everything. So I don't know.
And those backups are fighting for a roster spot, so they're going to play.
Yeah.
And I think the Browns backups are better than the Bengals backups. I love that spot.
Yeah. So we'll take that. And then just on the off chance, the Bills have a lot of different scenarios this week. There's a scenario where they end up as the 2 seed. There's a scenario where they end up as the 6 seed, I think. And then there's a scenario where they end up just missing the playoffs. I think a lot has to go wrong for them to miss the playoffs, but I'm going to sprinkle on them to miss the playoffs at plus 490. Seems way too high given the chance that they could easily miss. I shouldn't say easily miss. No, actually it is pretty easy. If they lose, the Steelers beat the Ravens backups. Houston beats the Colts. They're out. And the Jags beat the Titans. They're out. Doesn't seem that far-fetched.
It's doable.
So
yeah,
I'll sprinkle on it. That's all.
I hate it, but it's not bad. All right, college football. We obviously have some very fun stuff to talk about. My Michigan Wolverines are headed to the national championship finally after so many poor finishes to the season. The boys got it done. Let me throw it back real quick. Cade McNamara, 2021. I'm excited. We're in the playoff. I don't know if we had this podcast yet. I don't think we did. Michigan goes in there. We're going to beat Georgia. We're going to run the ball down their throat. No, we got blown the fuck out. Pain. Next year, J.J. McCarthy's balling out. We finally beat Ohio State. It's looking good. J.J. McCarthy, balling. Oh, we got TCU? Easy. We lose to TCU. Absolute pain. This year, we look fucking the best team I've ever fucking watched in my life. And still, we got Bama. Why couldn't we have had Florida State? They lost by 60 to Georgia. But and then we're in that game. It's the fourth quarter. We're down 7. We got 5 minutes left. We got the ball. Oh, 4th and 2 on our own 30. We got to go for it. Fuck. We fucking get it. And they drive down, they score, they go to overtime. Once that game went to overtime, I was nervous as fuck, but I was confident. Because once we scored, I was like, defense is going to shut them down. And Nick Saban might have drawn up the dumbest play that I've ever seen for 4th and goal from the 4. For those that didn't catch it, I don't know who wouldn't have saw that.
It wasn't a run.
Everybody and their grandmother knew Jalen Milroe was going to run that ball. So why not run play action and throw it?
It wasn't supposed to be a run. I saw all over Twitter that it was supposed to be the screen pass to the running back coming left. And because of the low snap, Milroe boarded
Saban's
it.
Post-game interview, he said that was one of our 2-point plays. We were on the 3. It's basically a 2-point play. He said it was Jalen up the middle. You try to get some blockers, and he said we didn't. I'll send you it. I saw it last night.
Then I will agree. That was the dumbest play call you could have had.
There's so many other options. You got to get him out in space, spread him out, and let him make a play. Like, obviously, he wasn't accurate all day, but running it up the middle wasn't going to work because we stacked the box.
I also kind of understand
trying
to get Milroe going downhill, and maybe
it was the only thing that was working all day was running up the gut. So
yeah.
I see it, but hey, blessing. Thank you, Nick. Michigan's going to the ship. We looked good, man, but we looked bad at the same time. A lot of mistakes that we got to clean up. The offense started out pretty okay. We were running the ball well. JJ was looking okay. He made that one really fucking stupid play that we got bailed out on the first play of the game with the pick. And then defense gets a huge stop. They came out they had 6 sacks in this game. They looked ridiculous. They came out. They got them back to 4th and 22. We're getting the ball back 0-0. And our punt returner's running 100 miles an hour up the field, and he's like, let me try to catch this ball. and he muffs it, and then Alabama scores. And it's like, fuck. So we got to clean those up. Oh, and then at the end of the game, it's 20-20. Michigan's returning a punt. You got a chance to maybe go down and kick a field goal here, and we put in a different punt returner, and he backs up to the 5 and muffs it and barely got back out to the 2. That shit was stupid. So Michigan shouldn't even worry about defense this week. They should tell them, hey, take the week off, go relax, get into a good mindset. The offense, get J.J. throwing the ball. He's got to hit his receivers. The receivers, they got to fucking catch. There was a couple that went through the hands. And then special teams. That's all you're practicing this week. Special teams. Catch this fucking ball. Somebody step up. Put fucking Blake Corum back there if you have to. I don't give a fuck. I'm just kidding. Do you know how hard it is to catch a punt? Yeah. It's really fucking hard. Yeah. So I'm not going to sit here and shit talk him too much. But that's your job, is just catch the ball. Don't make – like, there was so many – there was another one, too, late in the third where we're returning a punt, and he just let it bounce, and it almost fucking hit him, and it ended up going back 10 more yards. And it's like, that was better than trying to catch it and muff it. So I think that was what made him make the switch.
Houston is a
somebody's got to
right?
step up there. Houston is a dome, yep.
Okay, so at least you got that going for you.
Are they playing at Globe Life? No, they can't.
No, they're playing at NRG. Texas.
Oh, yeah. Duh. What a fucking idiot. Yes, that's indoor. So indoor Penix is scary. Let's segue into that. Washington's offense looks fucking insane. And Penix looks like he can throw the ball anywhere on the field, any window. It doesn't fucking matter. But let me tell you, we controlled. Penix isn't that much of a mobile quarterback. He's mobile, but he's not Jalen Milroe mobile. And we contained Milroe. The only problem is that Penix has a fucking cannon of an arm. Milroe didn't. I think I even told you, I was like, he's got a noodle arm. I'm not fucking afraid of Milroe. I'm afraid of Penix. That dude's a dog. He's 24 years old. He's mature. He's seen it all. It's a little scary. But I want to do a quick breakdown. Well, first, let's recap that. So Washington beat Texas 37-31. One of the most wild playoff games that we've had. In the second half there, it was looking like Washington was going to pull away. They went up 13?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Yes.
Something like that. Scored a touchdown. And then, so it was 37-28. They kicked the field goal. Did the onside kick. Didn't get it, but got the stop. And then Washington, for whatever reason, on third down, rather than kneel it and burn a guaranteed 40 seconds off the clock and then punt with like 11, decided to run the ball. Their running back got hurt, which triggered a timeout by Washington for the injury, which also sucks that their best running back is now hurt because you're an idiot and didn't kneel the ball. And then Texas got it back with 50 seconds, got a kick-catch interference penalty, which took them out to the, what were they, at like the 30?
Yeah, 30 or 40.
Drove down the fucking field, got down to the 15. Some great throws by Ewers, by the way. If they had him in the game, they might be in the ship. And then got it down to the 15. Some stupid play calls from Sarkisian. And then had a chance, and Ewers just missed him. Great play by the DB, too, in the end zone to seal the deal. Pretty fucking great game.
Personally, I think the last, 3 play calls could go down in history as the worst play calling in all of college football. They were...
Well, the second one we won't know because the offensive line let them right through, and Ewers had to scramble. So we don't really know if that one was a bad play call. But the first and third one, yeah.
Sorry, I just froze up for a second. I mean, just they had the screen pass to the run, or not screen pass, but the dump off to the running back that he caught over his shoulder. Great pass. And then they tried to run a screen to him again, and then tried to run the ball. I don't exactly remember I don't know. I just questioned some of the call. Like, go for the end zone. You're at like the 13-yard line. What are you running these?
You should have taken 3 shots
for?
to the end zone. Why were you trying to do these little dink and dunks?
I'm frozen again.
Uh-oh, he froze again. This fucking guy. At least I know it's not me this time. I hear you now.
Okay. Anyways, I was saying, I just don't understand doing these dump-offs when you literally have 13 seconds left. Like, first you're risking the chance that you get tackled in bounds. And the clock runs. Nobody has any timeouts. That's game over right there. Just go for the end zone. You have Xavier Worthy. You have Adonai Mitchell. You have whatever that tight end is. You saw that Jaden Blue can catch the ball. He did it all night. Just go for the end zone. It's 13 yards. And you have Quinn Ewers, who's been putting balls in pockets left and right all night long. Just go for it.
Yep.
And then the last play, I don't think the last play was a bad call. Just, it was a bad throw on Ewers. If he puts it in his chest, that's caught. Like, he had the space to throw it in his chest, but he tried to throw it up and make him make a catch. When you have a DB on you, like, he also had room in front of him. He could have thrown it low and had him come forward to it and catch it in the front of the end zone. So, I don't know. Personally, I mean, I was all over Texas. I wanted Texas versus Michigan. I think Washington versus Michigan is still going to be a blast, but Sark just not the greatest play call at the end. For being the offensive play calling wizard that he's been known to be, bad play calling ruined him there.
Yep. Let's do let's do the preview first. I wanted to go through position groups, and I want your feedback on what I think. So let's start with the obvious one. QB, Washington's got that. JJ's a good QB, but he's a game manager. Penix is he was second in the Heisman, correct?
Yeah.
He's unreal. So I'm not going to sit here and try to argue that JJ's better. Running backs, that's us, without a doubt.
Especially with
O-line,
Washington
that's us,
potentially not having their starting
wide
running back.
receivers.
Did you hear what I said?
Yep.
Okay.
Wide receivers, I'm giving that to Washington. They've got pretty fucking good receivers.
That was so that was quick on that. That was another thing. They were talking last night during the Washington-Texas game, and they were mentioning how Texas has the best wide receivers in college football. And personally, like, I don't watch a lot of college football or like a lot of Washington games. And as soon as they said that, I was kind of like, huh? Like, are you sure about that? Like, have you heard of Ohio State?
I don't think Texas even had. Well, I don't even think Ohio. Like, you got Ohio State. Washington had two guys go over 1,000. You got LSU had some good fucking receivers. Texas, I don't even think they're fucking close.
Sorry, I didn't mean Texas. I meant Washington. They were saying Washington has two of the best receivers in college.
You could argue Washington.
I didn't realize that they were that good.
I was going to say, Texas is a fuck no. Washington has two receivers that went over 1,000 yards, so you could argue that they did. But yes, Ohio State, very good receiving core, as well as LSU. But I'd say Washington's up there. All right, so where were we? Washington's got the receivers and the quarterback. That's it. We got everything else. Tight end we got two. Then we go defense, and this is where I'm very confident. Washington's defense has looked good. They shut down Oregon. Ewers didn't have a good game. Their cornerbacks look like they're good. However, their pass rush, not very good. Their run defense looked bad. Like, Texas ran all over them. I think Corum has a big game. Edwards has a big game. So we've got the D-line. We've got the pass rush and the rush defense. We got the linebackers. We got the I might give Washington half of the cornerbacks. We'll call that a split because they've got one real good guy. We got Sanders still, though, and Will Johnson. I think Will Johnson's technically a safety, though. Huh?
I like Banks for Washington. He's pretty good.
Yep. So I think if you're going to give them anything on the defensive side of the ball, it's the cornerbacks. But we've got the safeties. Special teams, going to give it to Washington for now. However, they did have a muff punt as well. So
both games yesterday.
I think it's going to be a good fucking game, though.
Special teams.
Yep. I think it's going to be a good game regardless. The fan with no skin in the game is going to love it. For me, I'm going to maybe have a heart attack. I almost did in the Bama game. And it's going to determine my mood for a solid 2 to 3 weeks. So hopefully Michigan pulls it off.
You forgot about the most important position on the entire field, the kickers. Who do you give it to?
I grouped them into special teams.
Oh, okay. I will say...
And I gave it to Washington.
Yeah, Washington's kicker is scary looking.
And Michigan's kicker is scary because he's scary bad.
Well, the Washington kicker, first off, his last name is Gross, and he has the biggest overbite I've ever seen in my entire life. It looks like his bottom jaw starts where his top jaw, like his teeth, should finish. It's very bad, very scary. So just take an eye out for that one.
I'll have to look this up. All right. Let's go national championship predictions. I'll go first because mine's probably obvious. Sorry for the keyboard clicking. I can't avoid it. We'll say Michigan, clearly. I think we're going to get a lot of points in this one. I'm going to say Michigan 35, and I'm going to give Washington 24. So the over hits, Michigan covers. Yeah, I like that prediction. What do you got?
I'm going to go Michigan 32, Washington
32.
28. I think
so. You're
Washington,
saying we're going to go for 2 with a field goal at some point?
Yep. I think Washington
covers with the over?
Covers with the over.
Fair enough. 4.5 points is a lot. This feels like it should be a fucking pick 'em because Washington, every time they're fucking dogs, they win outright. They've won every fucking game this year, and every time they get hated on, it's bulletin board material. But Michigan's humming on all cylinders right now, except for the special teams. We're going to clean that shit up. I think we look good.
That's the other thing, too, is Washington has been shit on all year and been dogs, 3 times in games now? And they just...
Yeah, they were dogs against Oregon again, and then Texas.
Yeah, and they just continue to keep winning. And it's not like they ever look bad. Like, I guess they had, 1 or 2 bad games?
They looked really bad against Washington State.
Yeah. But Washington State made a lot of teams look bad.
That is, wow, at the start of the year, not at the end of it.
That's true. So I don't know. I mean, personally, if I was a Michigan fan, I'd be a little bit worried. But I just think the defense is what's really going to turn this game.
Especially, Michigan's defense couldn't have looked better. They only gave up, so they gave up the 7 when we gave them the ball at the 40. Gave up a field goal. Gave up that long touchdown drive. They only had 1 drive where they went across the 50. Well, they had 2. They had that long field goal. So it's like you can't look better than that. They only actually, in my eyes, they only gave up 13 points because of the giving them the ball on the 40. So I love the way our defense is playing right now. The only other college football game really worth talking about is your team because every other one had opt-outs and all this bullshit. There was some good ones, but this was honestly the only one outside of the playoff that was competitive and fun that had teams that meant something. And that was, I guess Ole Miss Penn State.
I was going to say, I disagree with
Wisconsin, LSU. Wisconsin, LSU. Well, Missouri, Ohio State was pretty good too. Wisconsin, LSU. Wisconsin was up 14 twice in this game, and they just never could pull away by more than 14, and LSU came right back and won it. Wisconsin, at the end of that game, I do want to hand up, say that I live bet their money line at plus 260. I got very excited because they marched right down the field, but then they stalled out. Your thoughts on this?
So I watched quite a bit of the first half, and then I was flipping back and forth between the Tennessee game and the Wisconsin game. I honestly didn't plan on watching any of this Wisconsin game. I thought we were going to get absolutely blown out. 10.5 point spread. I'm not going to lie, I sprinkled on LSU. I didn't know how many opt-outs there was going to be. I knew that Braylon Allen wasn't playing because obviously, RBU, he's going to the league. I knew Jaden Daniels wasn't playing because also going to the league. I just didn't think we stood a chance. And then Tanner Mordecai came in and played the game of his life. He had 6 passing touchdowns all year. Granted, he did miss a few games. And he threw for 3 in the first half. I know LSU's defense isn't good, but I did not expect that. And so, I was impressed. Yeah, it was sad to see that they did lose. And knowing this is Mordecai's last game, I don't know, I kind of wish we would have thrown in some other QBs there, but I guess you can't really do that when you're trying to hold off a lead. So, Yeah, I don't know. We'll hang the banner for being the ReliaQuest runner-up to an LSU team who was top 15 this year, considering we're a 7-5 team. But it is what it is. Next year's a new year. I'm hoping that it's a huge year. I will say I don't know how I really feel about Tyler Van Dyke, the Miami quarterback coming in. I don't think he's that good. And personally, I hope he doesn't win the job. But
Van Dyke season.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We just seem to get all these quarterbacks. I don't think
he even has to win the job.
Why?
He's a transfer. Transfers always just start right away.
I mean, he's definitely got the leg up. But I don't know. I'm not excited for him. I wanted Evers to play. I wanted Nick Evers to play. So, I don't know. We'll see.
All right. NFL time.
Well,
unless you had something else.
Question. Thoughts on the Georgia-Florida State game?
Shouldn't even have been played. Florida State should have waved the white flag at halftime. That was fucking ridiculous. However, I just want to say, at least I wasn't you. You had Florida State. That had to have been the saddest feeling in the world. I had Georgia. So for me, I turned that shit off at halftime. I don't remember what other game I put on. The Ole Miss game, I think, was going on at the same time. Or no, that was before. Either way, I had Georgia. I turned it off at halftime. I was like, yep, cash that shit. However, I did fuck up. I got nervous because Florida State's defense started to look good, and I live bet Florida State at plus 28.
28.5.
So I lost a little bit there. Still profited on the game, but not as much as I should have.
63-3, by the way, if anyone didn't see. So.
Yeah, I think I put half a unit on it, but at least I didn't straight bet. What were they? 17, 18?
No, 22.
No, they're like 23 to start.
Yeah, it's 22.5.
Yeah. It was the largest underdog in bowl history, and this was the number 5 fucking team or 6. What'd they drop them
to? 5. Florida State was 5. Georgia was 6.
I wish they put them in the playoff. Michigan would have fucking beat the shit out of them. And you know what's crazy is that we would have beat the shit out of them, and that whole game I would have still been nervous.
Yeah. I think the only other bowl game kind of worth talking about was USC Louisville.
Yeah, and I barely watched that.
USC's third-string quarterback or backup quarterback. Did you see what he ended up doing?
Dog.
Yeah, 372 yards, 6 touchdowns. Possible
Louisville,
next Heisman.
Frauds.
Yeah, also that. I bet on that game. I took Louisville, and Louisville's been on my do not bet list all year. So they are guaranteeing themselves a spot on my do not bet list to start the year next year.
I need to actually keep track of my do not bet list because we did the same shit with Clemson.
Yep.
They did pull that one out, though. Right?
Yes.
Did they win that game?
They didn't cover, but they won.
That was actually a great game. That was a good one.
It was 3.5, and they won by 3.
I live bet their money line. That game was actually fucking really good. So there were some good bowl games, but there were a lot more bad ones. So they need to look at something. Let's get into Paige's picks, however. So we did 2 weeks without y'all here, so we have an update on the standings. We were tied at the top last week, me and Austin. I had a horrible week. I went 8-8. You went 12-4. So we've got Austin at the top, 159 and 97. I'm in second, 155 and 101. Paige had back-to-back great weeks. She had another 12-win week last week. I believe she had 12 wins the week before, or 10 maybe. I don't remember. She's at 147, 109. I'm in danger here because this week I went crazy to try to take the top spot. I got a lot of dogs. I got a lot of teams I didn't want to actually take, but I had to do something. I'm down 4 games, so I had to do something. So there's a high probability that if Paige has a good week, she jumps me. But before we get into that, we got to talk about our teams. Obviously, the Lions game against the Cowboys. So the week before, we played the... Jesus, I can't remember. The Vikings. Beat the Vikings. That was kind of a sloppy win, but a win's a win. Then we took on Dallas last week. My expectations going into this game were don't get blown out. Then watching the game, it was, holy fuck, we might pull this one out. And guess what? They did pull it out. I'm not going to recap it because I guarantee every single person that's going to listen to this already fucking saw it. The refs fucked Detroit again. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Holy fuck, it happened again. Add it to the goddamn list. It's fucking bullshit, man. Calm down. It's over. Basically, we could have had the 2 seed with a shot at the 1 seed. Instead, we're pretty much locked in 3 seed, which means 1 home playoff game probably. Could have been 2. Could have been all of them. That's a tremendous game changer based on one person's fuck up. How is there no safeguard for, wow, this guy fucked up? I'm not saying we should have been able to challenge it, but there's got to be somebody in that booth up there that's like, wait a minute, he reported. Why did this guy get reported? It's fucking stupid. Decker walks up to him and says, hey, reporting. And he's like, oh, you're reporting for Skipper. What fucking NFL player in NFL history has ever reported for another player? They fucking don't. Why are you assuming this other guy coming in is reporting? He was the fucking decoy. Dan Campbell told him before the game. Rex Ryan said on fucking whatever talk show, First Take, whatever. He said before every game there's a meeting with the referees to tell them, hey, these are trick plays. Take a look so you're not surprised. He said, Rex Ryan said, I guarantee the fake punt was in there, which ballsy fucking call. Loved it. Rex Ryan also said, bet you they showed him the 2-point conversion. They drew it on a fucking board. They said this, and this, and then the ref said, okay, make sure this guy reports, not this guy. Taylor Decker did everything right. Jared Goff even told him, hey, go report. And then just the refs tremendously fucked it up. Also, I think this was a phone call from either Vegas or Jerry Jones. One of those two. Because Jerry Jones didn't want to lose on Jimmy Johnson fucking dick-sucking night. And Vegas, definitely, money was on the fucking Cowboys. So why the fuck wouldn't they be like, hey, you got to call this on somebody? And that flag was so late. Whenever there's a legal touching or ineligible whatever, that flag is instant. As soon as that ball touches his hands. No, we got a full celebration off. We even got a Troy Aikman dick suck against his team, which was crazy because he was dick riding the entire fucking game. And they're just dick sucking. The balls, oh my God, I can't believe they did that and it worked, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, there's a flag. It's coincidence? I think not. I think Vegas called and they're like, yeah, Jerry already made the call. We got you guys. It's fucking bullshit. I don't actually think that, by the way, but it's kind of funny. So I said it. Obviously you can tell I'm heated about this. I've grown to accept it. It is what it is. And I think, last point, and I'll stop, I think it's going to be good for the Lions in the long run because we needed that bulletin board material. We didn't have it. There was a lot of like, wow, the Lions defense looks good. Like tweets during the game, Lions look good. Ooh, offense is good. We're running the ball. We needed this like Detroit versus everybody mentality to come back, and it's going to be good for us.
So I will agree. You guys did get fucked on that play.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
As a non-biased fan watching this game, Dan Campbell, completely reckless, absolute stupidity.
No.
You have 4 chances. The first one, great, you got it. They called the penalty. Sucks. Take the extra point. Just go to
3
overtime.
chances. No, and let me tell you why not. Let me stop you right there, dumb fuck. Dan Campbell told these guys before the game and before that drive, he said, we're going to go down, we're going to win this fucking thing. He said, we're going to go for 2. And I love that. What message does it send if, we got a flag, let's kick the extra point now? And you are on the road, tough-ass fucking environment. If this was at home, I bet you we kick that extra point. I bet you they don't even go for it. You're at home. No, you're in Dallas against a team that has not lost yet. You've got all the momentum in the world. You just drove down. You go for 2. And we fucking got it. We got it. So after that, you go for it again. You get a flag. There's no way after 2 that you're going to be like, I got to kick an extra point. You're basically saying, hey, Dallas, here you go. Here's the win. Take it home. It's such a tough environment, and that crowd was going to get crazy. All those fucking Texans are drunk as fuck in there. They're going to get loud. And you go into overtime. You lose the toss. Dallas drives down. There is no way I'm going to accept that we should have kicked that extra point. And consistency. Dan Campbell throws his nuts on the line. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I love that. You can't do this wishy-washy bullshit where sometimes we're going to go for it, but then sometimes we're going to not. I loved it. The only thing, and it would have changed this game tremendously, is that 4th and goal from the 4. I think you kicked the extra or the field goal because it would have given you the lead or tied. I don't remember. On the road, tough environment. You take that field goal. 4 yards is a lot with that defense who just shut you down on the first 3 inside the 5. So I think you take the field goal there, and obviously we would have won the game. So it is what it is. But I love that Campbell was consistent. I love that we are now. The other thing I love is that everybody's on the same page with the Lions got fucked. There's not a single person out there that's like, oh, that happens, tough luck. No, every single person is like, wow, you got fucked. But then there's the people like you that are like, oh, you should have kicked the extra point. So we would have lost if we kicked the extra point.
I've been a huge Michigan supporter the past couple days. I said go blue.
I appreciate that, even though it's just because of your money, but that's fine.
That might be true, unconfirmed. But, so when they lined up to go for 2 the first time, I was on the phone with my parents talking about Christmas and stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I was like, man, the Packers need a coach that has the balls to do something like this. And awesome seeing it happen the first time. Second time, I probably would have gone for it too. Then they threw to whoever the fuck it was. That was first mistake, throw to your studs. But I think the biggest thing I learned from this was, not even learned, but the biggest question I have coming out of this is, come the playoffs then, when is too much for Dan Campbell? When is he going to decide, nope, too risky?
How often, though, do we see that people play it safe and then they get outgunned? Because I think what Campbell is realizing is that we don't have the stars to keep up with the Dallas or the Niners. So how do you get that back? You go for it on fourth when nobody else will. And get it. We are the best fourth down team. We're the best. It's the aggressiveness is working. And I'm at the point now where I'm live and die by the aggressiveness. If we get knocked out of the playoffs because we went for it on fourth when we probably should have punted or whatever the fuck, I don't care.
I'm holding you to that.
I will live and die by that.
Huh? Nope, I'm holding you to that.
I'm sure I'm going to bitch about it, but I'm pretty sure long term I'll be like, it's how we were all season. You can't change just because it's the playoffs.
See, but I think he will change. That's what I'm saying. I think he's going to get into the playoffs, and then the adrenaline's just going to be so high, and he's I feel like it's going to get so risky so much more, and then it's going to get out of control, and it's going to be like, dude, somebody needs to tell this dude to calm down, because eventually it's going to bite you in the ass. And then you're going to be hurt.
It doesn't matter. Even if we play it safe, here's the thing. You play it safe and then you lose, it doesn't hurt less. It hurts the same amount. I'd rather go out aggressive where the ball is in our hands and we can win it or we can lose it.
My coach kicked a field goal down 8 with 2 minutes left. So
exactly. I would hate that. That still pisses you off to this day. I bet you if we lose a playoff game because we went for it on fourth or whatever the fuck, or we should have kicked this field goal in 2-3 years, I'm not going to remember that. If it gets brought up, I would. But I wouldn't be like this where it's always going to get brought up for you. Remember that time Matt LaFleur kicked the field goal down 8? That's just stupid.
Yeah.
So let's move on, though, because we can do this all day. Let's agree to a point that – last point, sorry. This game was great for the Lions. The defense looked fucking phenomenal, which we needed because our defense has looked bad. You shut down Dak and – well, you didn't shut down CeeDee. But you shut down the run game, and you shut down every other receiver not named CeeDee Lamb. And he only would have had 180 yards if dumbfuck Derek Brooks knew how to tackle. So, and we would have won the game because we would have had that safety. Did you see that play?
I did.
That shit pissed me off. Why are you trying to lay him out? Wrap him the fuck up. You could have got a strip sack too. All good. Let's move on because I can do this all fucking day. Refs fucked us. Lions are 3 seed probably. We're good. Packers, big win last week against the Vikings. Looked very good. I don't know what the fuck the Vikings were thinking by benching Mullins. He looked very good against the Lions. He just threw a couple dumb picks, but 2 of them weren't his fault. Wow.
Yeah, they fucked me in the fantasy football championship. So.
Yep, you had a chance to win it. You just needed Jay Jettas, and he didn't do shit because Jaron Hall is basically Helen Keller out there. He didn't realize he had a all-star receiver. And Nick Mullins did. He kind of edged it a little bit because Jefferson finished with 3 for 56 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Came out of the half hot though.
Yeah.
So you just need a win. Let me change this. Well, we know.
5 for
Bears
59.
At home.
By the way.
There you go. I'm starting to realize that the Packers are probably going to win this week and make the playoffs. However, you would not play. Oh, there is a chance you play us.
Don't worry, I worked out the playoff machine today. I broke out the playoff machine.
You go ahead with that then if you got it ready.
Well, so first I want to talk about this game. I'm a little bit worried that the Packers defense looks somewhat decent, and I'm not sure if it's because of Jaron Hall playing a half. I just don't want this to be a last year situation where the Packers defense steps up for 2 weeks and then they're like, you know what? Joe Barry's just fine. He should have been executed 2 weeks ago on the field after the Panthers game. I will live and die by that just as much as Joe Barry should be dead. So, Jordan Love looked phenomenal. Sean Clifford came in and threw a dot. So glad to know that we have our fourth straight Hall of Fame quarterback waiting in the wings of Jordan Love if this doesn't work out. So RIP to the NFC North. You're never going to see the Packers fail because we're going to have four straight Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Aaron Jones looked like a stud. Our receiving core just seems to keep getting deeper by the week. Bo Melton had 105 yards on 6 receptions, and he had a touchdown. He looked phenomenal. Did you happen to see the absolute 37-yard dot that Jordan Love threw to Jaden Reed for a touchdown?
I did not watch a second of this game.
It was a dot.
I did see that touchdown. I did see that. I was like, holy shit.
That was phenomenal.
Yep, I did see that. It was the first touchdown, right?
Yeah, I think so. Regardless, I
had a first touchdown bet on... Who did I bet first touchdown? I think I had Dylan. So I was only watching for that, and then when it wasn't, I was like, all right, I'm turning this off.
I will say I am so excited for hopefully making the playoffs. I kind of talked about it earlier, how I just think that us being underdogs and everybody looking past us all year and everybody looking past Jordan Love for most of the year, I think that we should kind of be the team that nobody wants to play because I feel like we have nothing to lose. Like, we weren't expecting to be in the playoffs, so even to be here is just exciting. And I think that could be a threat. Plus the fact that Christian Watson, come playoffs, he would have been out for 4 weeks then. So hopefully he's back. Aaron Jones looked phenomenal last week. We're finally starting to use him as the 1A back again, which is good. I'm just excited. Like, this is exciting.
Yeah, it is. You guys are sneaking right in there. It'll be interesting. The NFC is wide open right now. I still think the Bears could do it. They've been fucking weird lately. They've been weird. They beat the Lions.
Looking at the playoff machine, do you want the matchup for the way that we get Packers Lions?
Yeah, I think that's the only one that matters to me because I know how we get the Rams.
The Lions would have to be the 3 seed, so we need the Lions to beat the Vikings, which I would say looks good.
Well, no, we can lose. We're locked in at 3 if we lose.
Oh yeah, actually that's true. So that game doesn't matter. Need the Niners to beat the Rams. I don't think the Cowboys matter. I don't think the Eagles matter. Nope.
Eagles are locked in at 5 or 2.
If the Packers win and the Rams lose, we get Packers Lions.
So the
Niners need to beat the Rams.
Packers have the tiebreaker with the Rams then.
Yes, because we beat them.
But the Rams the Niners will be playing all their backups.
McCaffrey
definitely won't play.
Yeah. There is still a chance for the Lions to get the 2 seed. You just need the Cowboys and the Eagles to lose.
Yeah, I worked that one out, which is unlikely. They're playing the Commanders and the Giants respectively.
So if the Cowboys and the Eagles lose and the Rams beat the Niners, then we get Packers versus Lions 2 versus 7 instead.
Oh.
So there's multiple different ways that we can get Packers Lions playoff football. But honestly, if the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Rams win, then it's Rams versus Lions, Packers versus Cowboys, which I feel like is probably the most likely to happen. And I feel like that's probably what the league wants more than anything because Green Bay, Dallas, rivalry plus Dez catch.
Classic.
Rams, Detroit, you get Stafford back in Detroit for a playoff game. So.
I I want the Rams because it's the final stone in the Infinity Gauntlet to take down Matthew Stafford, and we can finally move past all the bad luck. We need it. We need to beat Matthew Stafford in his old house. That's all it is.
I don't really care who we play
And
in
it'll
the
suck
playoffs. I'm
because
going to be
I'll
excited.
be rooting for him to get the fucking shit beat out of him.
I'm going to be excited regardless. I would say I would rather play Detroit just because we have beat them. I think Dallas's defense would... Like, our offenses look good, but their defense is phenomenal. Our defenses look bad, but their offense is good. So I think we just get the score ran up on us. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But my brother seems to think that the Packers stand a fighting chance against any team. I'm not so sure that's true, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Dallas looks tough. But, yeah, and they haven't lost at home, so that's tough.
Yeah.
Let's do our picks, though. This should be quickish because a lot of these don't matter. We don't really have to even talk about the games. So, let's start. Steelers-Ravens. Ravens are locked in at the 1 seed. They're playing really good football. The Ravens-Niners future looks awesome. Your Ravens future looks awesome.
Yeah, my cash out's $175.
The Steelers have a shot
right
at making the playoff.
Which is ridiculous.
There you go. The Steelers have a shot at the playoffs, outside chance, but the Ravens will probably have every single backup in. What's Paige's pick here?
Paige has the Ravens. She says, fuck the Steelers. Personally, I'd really like the Steelers to lose. I don't think they belong in the playoffs, but I'm going to go with the Steelers and hope for some outside scenario where they can win and still not make it in. So
I'm taking the Steelers as well. I just think with the Ravens backups in, they don't really give a fuck about this game. And the Steelers are trying to make it, so give me the Steelers there. Texans Colts, this one matters. I believe both teams have a shot at the division.
yes.
Yep, because they're all...
That entire division is
working out, but
8-7 right now. 7? No.
9-7. Everybody's 9-7, so I don't know how the tiebreakers work out.
Oh, yeah.
But basically Jacksonville wins and they're in, so this is a big game. Jacksonville is playing the Titans, though, so they are in a decent spot. This game's also huge for the Steelers because they can sneak in. I'm dumb. So Indy and Houston are both 9-7. Pittsburgh's 9-7. So one of those three is going to get in.
Yes. Two.
And then
two of the
Buffalo
three.
technically could still miss.
Oh.
No.
2 of the 3 could
One,
make
because
it.
Buffalo's. I'm basically saying Buffalo's in.
Okay.
So why does Jacksonville have the tiebreaker? Oh, head-to-head win percentage. So yeah, they still need a Jaguars loss. Anyways, back to the picks. Colts and Texans.
Yes. Paige has the Longhorns. She's taking the Texans. I'm also taking the Texans. CJ Stroud's back.
Taking the Texans as well. CJ Stroud's back. Shot at the playoffs. 10-7. Over 500, like you said. Great call. Wish we could have bet that before the year. Taking the Texans. Browns and Bengals.
So this game doesn't matter at all. Paige is taking the Bengals. I put the Bengals? Fuck me. Can I get a switch?
You put the Bengals.
Can I get a switch? Can I flip?
Yes, I'll let you switch because it was your long shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. Why did I take the Bengals?
Taking the Browns as well. When I saw that, I was like, yes.
That was dumb.
Let me count and make sure that I don't have to change anything because I need at least 5 different. Let's see. Those are the same now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yep, you can change it. So we both had the Browns there. Let's see. Vikings, Lions. This is over. Vikings are eliminated. And then Lions are locked in at the 3 seed pretty much. We talked a lot about those. Paige's pick.
Paige says, I'm from Michigan, so now I'm a Lions fan until they suck again. So she's a Fairweather fan. She's taking the Lions. I'm also taking the Lions.
Make it the 3-peat. I'm on the Lions as well, clearly. Jags and Titans. This one's huge. Jags win and they win the division. Jags lose and they lose the division. So, very interesting. Very interesting. Paige's pick.
Paige is taking the Jags. I'm also taking the Jags. Titans are going to wrap it up.
Give me the Titans. Give me the Titans. I needed to disagree. The Jags didn't look good last week. Trevor Lawrence didn't play, though. He might play this week. Who knows?
What are they on?
Give me the Titans. They got
losing
nothing
streak?
to play for. Who are the Titans?
No, Jags.
Jags won last week.
Or, sorry, before last week. They were on a, 4-game losing streak?
I think it was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were 8-4 at one point.
Regardless, bad.
Yep, give me the Titans. Yeah, Jets and Patriots. This game means not a damn thing. Paige's pick.
Paige says, I hate both. I don't care at all. I guess Jets, because I think the Patriots suck. I would agree. I'm taking the Jets. This line makes no sense whatsoever. I'm not sure what I'm missing. The Patriots are 2.5-point favorites. I don't know. I don't get it.
This was a good spot for me to disagree. Put no research into it. I just said, hey, Patriots are favorites, and Austin took a dog. Give me the Patriots. Falcons, Saints. This game does mean something. The Falcons can win, and then with the Bucs loss would be in. The Bucs are playing the Panthers, however, so they will most likely win. But if the Saints win, I believe, nope. If the Saints win, they're still out. So either way, they need a Bucs loss, either team. But it's still a big game. Paige's pick.
Paige has the Saints. I'm also taking the Saints.
Take the Falcons. Just another disagree spot. I hate it. I wanted to take the Saints, but I needed to disagree somewhere. This was one of them. Bucs and Panthers. Just noted it. Bucs win. They're in. Paige's pick.
Paige is taking. Actually, she says, I want the Panthers, but realistically the Bucs. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Bucs.
Had to agree there. The Panthers will not win a game. Their fucking owner just threw a drink at a Jags fan. It's bad luck. He got fined $300K, by the way. Did you see that?
I did not.
David Temper, their owner, threw a drink.
Oh, I saw that
box at
throwing
a
the
Jags
drink. I
fan
just
that was
didn't
talking
see
shit.
that he got fined.
Oh, okay. Yep, he got fined $300K. Bears and Packers. We talked about this one. Packers win, and they're most likely in the playoffs. Paige's pick.
Paige says, LMAO, Packers. I'm taking the Packers, obviously. Slaughterhouse, we own Chicago. Unfortunately, I'm worried that the defense will step up. Joe Barry will look good. Sadness.
Taking the Bears here as my long shot. Needed to disagree. Feel like it was a good spot. A little heartbreaker for you, and I could possibly win this. What do we do if we have a tie, by the way? I just thought about it. We just pick the first round of the playoffs, whoever does better?
Yeah.
Or, I'll tell you what, we do pick the whole playoffs, whoever does better, and then if there's
Wins.
a tie for that, huh?
Go ahead.
We do a full playoffs minus the Super Bowl. If there's a tie before the Super Bowl, we do squares, but just us two.
I was going to say closest score wins.
Oh, that could work too. I like that. Let's do that. Perfect. Hopefully we tie. That'd be electric. Broncos, Raiders. Both teams eliminated doesn't mean shit. Go ahead. Paige's pick.
Yeah, this game's gross. Paige says, he, Raiders. I'm taking the Broncos. I don't give a shit about this game. I have no idea.
This was a good disagree spot for me. The Raiders will probably win. I don't know. The Broncos cost me a lot on touchdown score bets this year.
I have to say, the Broncos benching Russ while still being in the playoff hunt is absolutely insane.
Fucked up. It's fucked up. They are eliminated now, though, and they won last week, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure they were just looking at a division win, but they could finish over 500. Eagles, Giants. This game means a little bit. Eagles win, Cowboys lose. The Eagles get the 2 seed. But other than that, doesn't mean a whole lot. I think we're probably pretty locked in.
Yeah. Paige is taking the Eagles. She says, screw the Giants. I'm also taking the Eagles.
I thought about taking the Giants here as one of my upsets. However, I just don't see it because I don't know though, man. Fucking
There's no way the
Tyrod
Eagles
Taylor
lose
looked good.
back-to-back weeks to shitty teams. There's no way. Not with the
Tyrod
playoffs
Taylor's
on the line.
Really good. That's true. All right, I'll take the Eagles. Seahawks Cards.
I should have let you take
Seahawks
the Giants.
win and they. Huh?
I should have let you take the Giants.
Oh no, I wasn't changing any of my picks. I'm locked in here because I got 6 different from you, so it gives me room to get one wrong but a couple right. So we're good. Seahawks Cards. Seahawks are still in it, but they need a lot. So your pick or Paige's pick.
Yeah, Paige is taking the Seahawks, but she wants the Cardinals. So, funny because last week she wanted the Cardinals but took the Eagles. The Cardinals ended up winning. She was very upset.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, she's on the Seahawks. I'm also on the Seahawks.
I'm on the Seahawks as well. Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs are locked in. Chargers are a dumpster fire. Paige's pick.
Paige is taking the Chiefs. She probably has no idea that they're going to sit all their starters. I'm taking the Chiefs. Like I said earlier, even the Chiefs' backups, I don't think would lose this game. So I guarantee
I think the Chiefs could call up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say I guarantee this is a Jake get back spot.
A Jake get back spot. What do you mean?
You're going to take the Chargers.
No, I'm taking the Chiefs. Can you not see my picks?
So since I can't see all of Paige's for some reason, she sent me screenshots of all of them, so I'm just going off the screenshots that don't have yours on it yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No, I'm taking the Chiefs. I thought about flipping because I have the Rams-Niners. I didn't fill out my pick yet because I thought about doing something crazy. But no, taking the Chiefs. Let's move on. Rams-Niners. Niners are going to play out or bench all their starters. The Rams will be playing their starters, I think.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Because they're not locked in yet, are they?
They are locked in to the playoffs, but not their seeding.
Yeah, so I think they're going to play their starters to try and get a higher seed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's only the 6th or the 7th, but it's whether they play Dallas or Detroit. So,
they're locked in at 6 or 7.
And they play, yeah. Okay. Paige says, Rams for fun. I don't hate it, but I'm going to take the Niners only because all the games that I have earlier leading up to this set up the Packers-Lions playoff game, so I got to stick with my trend.
I'm taking the Rams. I just realized I needed another upset because I agreed with you on the last two, so this was the best spot. Cowboys Commanders means nothing. Cowboys need a win for the 2 seed locked in. Paige's pick.
Paige says Cowboys. I'm also taking the Cowboys.
Make it a 3-peat. I got the Cowboys as well. And then the best game of the week, Bills-Dolphins. If the Bills win, they win the division. Dolphins win, they win their division. Paige's pick.
Paige is taking the Dolphins.
Shocker.
I'm going to take the Bills. I want absolute chaos in the AFC.
Took the Bills as well. They're playing very well. The Dolphins just lost Bradley Chubb. Tua's looked bad. Tyreek is banged up. Give me the Bills there. I will be taking their spread as well. All right. That's that. We will do a playoff preview next week with picks as well as college football wrap-up. But for now, we got to do roulette. Austin can finally see the wheel spin for the first time in 9 months. He doesn't even know if I've been actually spinning or not.
Yeah, you could just be stealing and every once in a while giving me money.
Nope, I've been spinning. All right, so I'm going to go real quick. So 28 just hit, so 28's our mystery. And we've got 0, 2, 3, 9, 13, 22, 23, 24, 28 on the back-to-back. Oops. 28 on the back-to-back and 30. We are locked in. Let's see. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
I'm trying to get the screen out of it. Here we go. Lightning numbers. None of ours, I don't think.
36, 35, and what?
Is that 30? Nope, not ours. Doesn't matter. Just hit our number. Ooh, it's in already. What is it? It hit something. 24. Let's go.
Hey.
All right, let's go back at it with the ones. 0, 2, 3, 9, 13,
That's
20,
a first timer
23,
for us. Do you know if that's yours or mine?
28, and 30. Huh?
That's a first timer for us. Do you know
It's
if
yours.
that's ours?
I did last.
No, I'm saying whose number?
24?
Who picked it?
I think it's yours.
I thought so.
Here we go. We're back in. We'll figure it out after. Oh, we got 4 lightning numbers this time. Give us something. Here, let me peek. All right, we got the 3. 3 at 50x.
Looks
Hit
good.
something. Still spinning. Looks good right there. What do we got? Nope. 34.
Damn.
All right. Profited 30 there. We're back to even.
It's 2 straight episodes.
So I
of a
usually
hit.
take 0, 2, and 3, and 9. And you've got 30. I think I do 0, 2, 3, 9, and 22. I think you've got 13, 24, 23.
I thought
and
I
30.
had
Well,
2.
under the mystery.
I don't know.
No, I do 2 for Blake Corum.
Oh. Yeah.
Either way, we're back to even for the pod. That's pretty good. I'm watching the next spin. I shouldn't have 22 out of 50x.
Just to update the roulette records, I have 8 wins. Jake has 6. So
I missed. Well, we also don't really remember.
well,
Oh, 13 is one of mine, we said. I think 24 is
so
yours
if
'cause Kobe.
you have 0, 3, 9, 13. I have 23, 30, 24, and something else. Out of my 8 wins, though, 6 of them have been on number 30.
Yeah, holy shit.
Wait, that's not right. I have more than that.
No, it's hit 4 times,
I have
but
10
it
wins.
hit back to back. No. What the
Yeah,
fuck? No.
because we hit 23 3 times, 30 4 times, 30 2 more times, and then 24. 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. 10. You have 7, actually. 10 to 7.
I'll trust that. I'm not going to go back and listen. It's not that deep. But all I know is that I can finally change down to even. Boom. Love it. Let's see
Even's not a
anything
loss.
else. Go Blue. Big game Monday night. I took Tuesday off, so I get to watch with my father. I'm pre-bowling this weekend. Don't have to go to bowling. Should be a great fucking time. With the new PC, I am going to look into recording clips for our TikTok. The only thing, I got to get my monitors set up, so it might be a week or two. I got a monitor on the way. I want a third. I need a bigger desk as well. So it's going to be a minute, but I'm going to look into it finally. And, hey, have a great weekend. This is Tanks, Adore Some Tutties. Go Blue.
Peace.